was the first U.S. coin ever struck using .9999, that's 4 nines, pure 24-karat gold. The U.S. government had to stop production because of a shortage of specially made gold blanks. It's no wonder the price of that edition has gone through the roof. Now you can reserve your own copy clad in 14 milligrams of 24-karat gold. The final issue price was to be set.
Portable ramp, so we can't really see kind of all the way under a car when he's having a little look. Now, you will have noticed the corrosion on these outriggers, but he doesn't really get the full story. So looking a lot closer, a lot further in, I can see there's yet more areas where the powder coating has peeled off and then the corrosion has started to set in. In fact, another bit there, but I still can't, even from this position, see quite how bad everything is. And to find out exactly how bad it is, I only have one option, and that is going to be a massive job.
I'm going to have to remove the body shell and expose the unseen parts of the chassis. Now, it's a difficult, testing and time-consuming job, and I'm going to end up with the car in pieces.
Now, the reason I've had to remove the seats from the car is because I need access to the bolts that actually secure the body to the chassis. Now, they're hidden in various places under the carpet, but also I need to disconnect these bolts that hold the seat belts through to the chassis as well. And then, to be honest, the bolts are just the easy part, because then I have to disconnect all kinds of other things all over the car.
With the first few bolts out of the way, now I need to get up front and remove the bonnet with Paul's help, because another collection are found under the radiator. Now, this is not a random strip down. I'm removing the absolute bare minimum to save time.
Now, a little top tip, obviously, as always, you disconnect the battery, but make sure you've got your doors open and your windows down, because, of course, this car's door opening is electric.
The body. I drain the cooling system and lift out the rad. I disconnect the aircon, which has been depressurised, and of course that is standard health and safety and actually a legal requirement. I disconnect the steering and then we remove the exhaust.
Now, the good and bad thing about taking a car apart is you get to see all the little bits and pieces that might need to be repaired. So here we need some CV boots on both sides, but also the shock absorbers are leaking, so that's going to need attention as well.
Oh dear, so there's money to spend as well as my time and energy. I disconnect the electronic control boxes that are stored in the boot and then the fuel tank. It's taken us a very long day to get to this point, but considering specialists will charge around £2,000 to remove a chassis, I think we're making quite light work of it.
Now, I've been having a bit of a think about how to get this body lifted off the chassis, and I think the best thing would be to use the pads on the end of the arms of the ramp and have one under each of the wheel arches. Now, this wouldn't work on a steel body because it'd be too flimsy, but on a fiberglass body, especially with these lovely curves, it's going to be super strong and very well reinforced, so that should be fine. The thing is, though, this engine is a real beast, and it just fits on this side and is even tighter on the other. And I think, although I might be able to get the body off with the engine in place, I think trying to put the body back in position is going to be almost impossible without doing some kind of damage. So, unfortunately, on reflection, I think the best thing to do is actually take the engine out before we try and take the body off.
Right, another chunk of oily work. So now I need to disconnect the engine from the wheels and then heave the lump and gearbox out in one precarious move, being careful not to damage any of the precious bodywork. So now we're back on track and we can finally lift off the body. Soon we'll know the true condition of our chassis, and it's not looking promising.
Now, that might have seemed like a crazy amount of work to go to just